Hi everyone, I'm Catherine and today I have a new video for you. I actually decided to go through all my eye products and figure out a way to maybe use more of them. And well, I had the idea a few days ago, and well, I thought it might be a nice idea to get a bit more use out of what I own and to maybe even get through a few of these items. So I decided to do a sorta kinda project pan, but with a little twist. Now, I have this little container full of eye products, and they are all makeup items. And I actually, my idea is I'm not going to put any limitations on my spending on anything. I just have these items here and I would like to work on them and use a few of them every single time I put up a new makeup basket. And ideally I hit pan on a lot of these items. That does not necessarily mean that I want to completely finish every single item in here. I just want to actually have, if it's an eyeshadow, I want to be able to see the pan showing up. And if it's a mascara, obviously I want to use it. I'm not going to use mascara for more than 3 to 4 months, obviously, because I think that's just, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable using mascara for that long. There are so many bacteria that can show up in them, so I like to actually rotate frequently. And with kajals, I'm a little bit more lenient. I will just see how they look and how they smell, if the consistency is still the same. And with pigments, my idea is to see that I am below halfway. Now, I went through all my items after filming my single eyeshadow, loose eyeshadow, and pigment collection video. And this is what I came up with. And I'm gonna show you everything I have. There are 36 items, so this is a lot. Which is why I don't want to set the goal to actually finish everything up. I will be happy if I finish up items, obviously. And I know I can finish up the mascaras and the majority of the kajals and the eyeliners, obviously, because they are products that are not, well, the mascaras, like I said, I just change them out on a frequent basis. The kajals and the eyeliners are items I've had around for quite a bit, so I did get quite a bit of use out of them already. And so these will be the easier items. However, the eyeshadows are things that actually make up and the pigments are the majority of what is in my bin here. And I just think it would be at least a year's worth of eyeshadows in here if I wanted to completely finish them up. But I usually neglect my single eyeshadows and my pigments. So I think with this sort of kind of project pan, I am going to get a bit of use out of them. Like I said, I might use them up. I might be happy. I will be happy about that too. But in general, I just want to see what I can do with all these. Now, without further ado, let me dig into this bin and see if I can show you everything. I'm going to start with the mascaras because these are the easiest. After I'm done with the mascaras I'm using right now, which is the L'Oreal Mega Volume Manga Mascara in black and the Max Factor Clump Define Mascara also in black, I'm going to work on these 4. Now this is the one catch here. This is the one mascara where I do not follow my usual rule, because this is the Essence Color Flash Volume Mascara in a teal shade. I used this maybe a handful of times, and if this is still good, and I did not check on this, if this is still good, I'm just going to see how much use I can get out of it while it still smells good and feels like it's a nice consistency, and then I'm going to throw this out finally because I've had this for way too long. But like I said, this is something I barely used, so I am fairly certain that there should not be anything about it unless it's dried out. Then I have this here. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. It's just a regular mascara. For me, this has to dry out a bit. So I don't know if I can use this right away because it's a new tube. I might have to open it and apply it and just go over it with a different mascara. So I might actually be able to use this first because the Clumpify has not been open for as long as the Miss Banga. And then I have the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes Excess. It's in this tube here. And I don't know much about this mascara. I heard it's supposed to be good, and so I figured why not try it. I do not usually like these plastic bristles all that much, so we'll see. And the last mascara I can't tell you much about. This is in fact even still in the plastic wrapper around it. This is the Lavera Natural Cosmetics Sensitive Bioorganic Long Lash Mascara in black. It's supposed to elongate the lashes, and it's supposed to precisely separate the lashes. So I'll use this. I had this in one of the subscription boxes I used to subscribe to way back before my son, and this is one of the 2 I have left. So I decided to put this one in. So these are 4 mascaras I'm working on. Up next I have one gel eyeliner. This is a MAC Fluid liner. This was a limited edition in Dark Envy. As you can see, it is this nice dark green shade. I absolutely love it, but I don't get enough use out of this because it's dark green and I hardly ever reach for it. So I just figured if I do a more natural look, I'm going to use this. Or even if I don't want to do anything on my eyes with eyeshadows, I'm going to use this actually to give me a pop of color, and that way I hope to at least see the bottom of this little jar. Then I have a couple eyeliners. Oops. Then I have a couple eyeliners for you. The first one will be fairly easy. It is this tiny guy. I use this up quite a bit. It's the Manhattan Exact Eyeliner in True Turquoise. This is a swatch. This is very creamy. I like this eyeliner. I have a second one though, and I just want to use this one up. So this is the first one. Then I have another teal eyeliner. It's this here. This is from the Mascara Baby Collection. It is called Blue Noon. It is one of their PowerPoint eye pencils. I'll swatch this right here. As you can see, this is a tiny bit different from the Manhattan Exact Eyeliner in the color. That's not even... Yeah, that is very accurate. So it is a little bit more green and a tad bit lighter. Then I have another Manhattan Exact Eyeliner. This is in True Black. These are incredibly creamy. Here we go, there's a swatch. Now, I don't use black eyeliners all that often. Having this bit of the eyeliner is probably a bit intimidating, but I can use this on my, to tightline even. And I think I'm actually going to do that on a regular basis from now on. So, this is it. Then I have my P2 Mission Summer Look High Performing Eye Pencil in 010 Jet Set White. This is a very creamy shade on. It's a white silvery shade, as you can see. I like this a lot for my waterline, for my lower waterline, because this just makes my eyes pop. I look more awake when I apply this, and it is something that I want to use up in part because I had originally messed up this pencil because I thought it was a pencil to sharpen, and yeah, it's a retractable pencil, so it doesn't look all that good anymore. So there's that. Then I have two Clinique liners. These are also retractable pencils, and they are both in brown. The top one here, this here, is their Quick Liner for Eyes Intense. The bottom one is the regular Quick Liner for Eyes. The intense one, the color is 03 Intense Chocolate, and the regular one is in 03 roast coffee. And bottom you can see there's quite a bit of a difference. The roast coffee, the regular quick liner for eyes, is not as deeply colored, and the quick liner for eyes intense chocolate is almost black in here actually. It's a very black and brown. I like them both depending on what I want to go for. And lastly, I have the Shiseido the Makeup Eye Pencil Duo. This is in D2 Desert Dust, Desert Obscure. It's a dual-ended pencil with a... This is a dual-ended pencil with a darker shade on this side and a lighter shade on that side. Here you go, it's over here. These two swatches. I like this a lot. It is very creamy also. And I think I will really enjoy using all these liners. Then, the other items we have are eyeshadows and pigments. I'm going to just dig in and pick one out and just go based off that. I'm not going to separate based off what's a pigment and what is an eyeshadow, because it would probably take longer for me to search through everything to make sure I have it all. So I'm going to go just add it the way. The first one is here. This is my matte cream shade. This is the Verde eyeshadow in 20 Warm Vanilla. I like this a lot. It's just an amazing color for under my eyebrow, or even to just blend out the colors. So this is a very nice shade. Then I have one of my pigments here. This is called Gossip. It is a blue, a darker blue with a tiny hint of green, and there are some gold specks in there, which you can see on the bottom of the little jar here actually. And here you can see how the dark blue has a tad bit of green in there. So I like this a lot. As you can see, I don't have much in there, which is why I want to use this up. I actually pressed a good part of this pigment and I have it in a little pan. So if I use this up, I can finally get rid of the tin, or reuse this actually, because I like reusing those tiny tins for when we go traveling. Then this is a MAC pigment which I do not know the exact shade for. A friend of mine actually got a few, had a few MAC pigments, and she gave me two samples. This is one of them. The other is also in that bin. Now this is an amazing shade. If you know the color, please let me know in the comments down below. Here you can see it's just, it is wonderful. It is that champagne, I believe, shade with a nice, it's not glittery, but it has a nice shimmer when you apply it, and I like that a lot. Ooh, shoot. I'm going to use this. Then the next one that is also from my friend is this pigment here. This is a lot more, actually, at least it seems to be. This, and let me see if I can get the color to show up. No. So I tried to give you a swatch here. It's just not showing up. This is this nice darker purple, and I can't explain this color honestly, but it's very nice. And once again, however, I don't know the exact shade name for this. So if you have an idea, I'm not sure if it's grape or if it's the purple. If you know, please let me know. Next up, another pigment. This is a pigment like the Gossip. These are pigments from a German YouTuber, and she has a shop, and I like her brushes a lot, and I decided to try out her pigments as well. This one is called Flip, and it looks like this neon green in that jar, but applied to the eye, at least from what I could tell so far when I used it, this just, is amazing to layer over just any eyeshadow really, because it does not really show up true to color as it is in here. It's not this bright neon green. And it just gives this fun pop of color on top of your normal eyeshadow. So you can have a completely neutral look, and if you apply this up top, over top, this is just gorgeous. Then I have an eyeshadow that is way out of my comfort. So it's the MAC eyeshadow in Blue Candy, and as you can see, this is just a bright, bright blue. There's not much to say about this. It's bright blue. And I got this, I'm not sure if they do this all over the place, but the MAC Pro store I usually shop at, they had this day when if you bought one of their Viva Glam lipsticks on a certain day, they gave out goodie bags. Or was it 2 Viva? It might have been, if you buy 2 Viva Glam lipsticks, they gave out goodie bags. And this was in it. And it's really, blue is not the color I would have picked up on my own. But I've used this as a sort of like an eyeliner, just with a small angled eyeliner brush, and this just was neat. Then another eyeshadow I have. This is the Catrice Absolute Eye Color in 910, My Mermaid. This soft minty green teal shade. It is very nice. I'm just not sure if this is a color that... It is not very opaque, unfortunately. So you can see on my finger it has a slight sheen to it. I'm not sure if I can actually apply this so that it would give up the complete color. So there's that. Then another MAC eyeshadow is my MAC Floof. It's this here, and unfortunately I don't think I can have the shimmer show up properly. This is a frost finish, and I use this as my inner corner highlight frequently. However, frequently I forget about it, or it's just not something that goes with my eye look. So this was one of the first eyeshadows from MAC that I bought, and it has a dip, but that's about it, and it's not a big dip either, so I want to use this. Then another MAC eyeshadow. This is one of their Pro Longwear eyeshadows. This is in Want to Watch. The Pro Longwear eyeshadows are actually quite a bit bigger. This one here has 3.4 grams or 0.11 ounces, whereas a regular eyeshadow actually has 1.5 grams or 0.05 ounces of product. So you see there's quite a big difference, even if you see them here in comparison. This will be hard, but I have 3 of these and I barely use them, so I decided to go with the matte shade that is relatively neutral, that I can use for many different eye looks. So this goes in there. Then I have another Catrice eyeshadow. This is actually one that goes with the other. It is the Absolute Eye Color in Patrol Shop Boys. This is much more pigmented. There you go. It's an amazing teal shade, which is much more green than the other teals I own. So I decided to go with that. Then an eyeshadow that is already driving me crazy. It's the Catrice Velvet Matte Eyeshadow in Vanillity Fair. It is just a matte cream shadow, as you can see. Now, I bought this to use as a blending color, a blending shade, also for under my eyebrow, but this just does not work, which is why I have the Alverdi in there. I want to see if I can actually use this as an all-over shade to put over the top of my base. And well, I hope this works. I really hope this works, because otherwise this would be really sad, because these aren't all that expensive. It has 3.3 grams or 0.11 ounces of product in here, and it's just so dry and stiff. It's very dry. You dip your brush in and And it doesn't have any color payoff either, so I'm very upset about this. And then I have two more bright eyeshadows. These here are both the Manhattan Multi-Effect eyeshadows. This one here is in violet. It is, if I'm looking at it on my screen here, this is true to color, so it is bright violet. And this here is in light lilac. Fortunately, this does not show up as true to color, and I don't know why. That is closer to it. It's a nice shade, and I really hope I can get some more use out of these. I've had these for many years now, and if I don't use them anymore, I will probably really just get rid of them and decide they are done for me. Because I have not worn any purple shades in so long, but I wanted to see if I could get back into this. Now, there's another, I would call them a pigment. This is the L'Oreal Infallible or Indefectible eyeshadow in Sahara Treasure. This way. And here you can see the color. This is a goldeny taupe shade. It is very nice. These are the ones that have the little stopper up top, you know, that you just take out. The sad thing is I cannot find them at our drugstores anymore here. So I'm not sure if they got rid of them. I checked online. They did not show up on the L'Oreal website for Germany either. So I don't know what's going on here. This will be very sad because I wanted to get more actually, and I kept looking and looking, and I thought maybe I had the brand wrong. So I went home and looked at my eyeshadows, and they say L'Oreal, but at the L'Oreal there's not even room for them. So I think they might actually have gotten rid of these here. The last pigment is my P2 Sun City Be Electric Loose Eyeshadow in Miami. Now this is it. Oh. Let me show you in here. Might be easier. Now you can see on the lid this is a bronzy golden shade. It is very nice. But I have not used this often enough yet, so I'm going to put this in. And then the last 9 products are in this palette here. These are actually a mixture of eyeshadows. Now, the top row here are eyeshadows I pressed myself from pigments I had. So let me see if I put down the names. Yeah. So this shade here is called Laguna. This was also one of the pigments I got from that German YouTuber. Then this one does not have a name, unfortunately, this golden shade, but I just love this the shimmer. It might be Tigers or something, I just don't know. It might even be the Miami pigment I just showed you. And the last one is also from the German YouTuber. This has a very, very subtle sheen to it ever since I pressed it, and I like the color a lot. Then the middle row, these are all MAC eyeshadows. The green one here, this is Green Smoke. It is a muted green with silver shimmer to it. Then we have Copper Blade right here, and I think this is Brown Down. Yeah, this is Brown Down. These 3 shades are all shades I don't use often enough, mostly because they are not all that flowering on my skin tone. So I decided to put them in here and maybe get more use out of them. And the bottom row are 3 Catrice eyeshadows that I depotted. The smallest one here is actually, it was a duo, and this is just, it is lighter than Patina, for example, from MAC, but otherwise it's relatively similar. This one here is a normal single eyeshadow. I don't know if I have a... Yeah, it says, oh, it's Toffee Full. Now, this is also, I believe, a dupe to one of the MAC eyeshadows. I don't remember exactly which one, so I'll put it down below in the info box. Brown Down just went down. Ugh. And the last one is this wonderful peachy shade. It's called Dalai Drama. I like this a lot. So these are my 36 products I am going to put into this. I'm going to call it Project Eye because I don't really have another name for it. It's not really a project pan, it's just my Project Eye. I want to use the byproducts. I have way too many. So Project Eye it is. These are my 36 products for Project Eye. I will give you either monthly or bi-monthly updates on this one because I doubt there will be much progress I can account for within 2 weeks. So I'm going to go with 4 to 8 weeks. 1 or 2 every month or every other month. I will give you an update on how this is going. But you will see these items, or at least some of these, in my makeup basket videos that I post on a regular basis. So you can also see my progress in these if I add one of the products in for a second time. So this was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you don't mind that I am actually going to fiddle around with the actual rules of Project Pan, but I want to use makeup products that I have, and in this case it's just, I think it's barely impossible to really use up that many eyeshadows or pigments. So I decided to go with these slightly changed rules, and we'll just see how I can do. Now, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!